As you can see in Revelation chapter 17 verse 8, the beast that John saw was and is not and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, meaning this beast written of here in Revelation chapter 17 is symbolic of Satan himself, whether it be in the first world age when he was or before he gets cast from heaven to the earth along with his fallen angel locust army, including those 10 fallen angel kings at the woe of the fifth trumpet, or after the 1,000 years are finished when he gets cast into the lake of fire, which is what it means to go into perdition, which is why he's called the son of perdition in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. So the beast in Revelation 17 just means Satan in general, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, which means from the destruction of the first world age, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is, when he appears as the Antichrist at the sixth seal, the sixth trumpet, and the sixth vial. And is not, you could even say, means he's dead spiritually, yet is, because he won't be cast into the lake of fire until after the 1,000 years are finished. And here is the mind which hath wisdom, which you'll also see in Revelation chapter 13 verse 18, where the 666 appears, and that word count means to enumerate the stones that are the Kenites who come from the false rock. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, the woman being the whore of Babylon, but there is no Babylon of the end times until 666, when the king of Babylon of the end times appears, which is Satan in his role of Antichrist. 7 mountains, literally, which are the 7 continents of the planet Earth. And also, in addition to that, there are 7 kings, and remember 666, which is the 6th seal, the 6th trumpet, and the 6th vial, is what this looks forward to ultimately, with the 7th king being Satan in his role of Antichrist. 5 are fallen after the deadly wound is the time frame here, the 4 hidden dynasties and the one world political system itself being the 5, and 1 is the dragon, which is Satan. Remember, he's the beast who was and is not and yet is, and the other is not yet come, because the 7th king here is Satan's role of Antichrist, and when he cometh he must continue, because he was already on earth a short space, which is the same space of about half an hour written of in the 7th seal, the last half of the 5-month-long hour of temptation, which is 2.5 months or 70 evenings, which is what the 70 years in captivity to the Babylon of old were a type of. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7 and goeth into perdition after the 1,000 years are finished, when he gets cast into the lake of fire and blotted out of existence, as promised in Ezekiel chapter 28.